So I'm David Abee. I'm with Athens Paper in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm the Customer Experience Manager. So it was incredibly impactful and really great to listen to a bunch of people that we had come in through different stages of our industry. So we learned a lot about sustainability and what that holds for the future of our industry. We learned about technology and how that's shaping the future of our industry, and how really we need to kind of focus on bringing in younger folks and showing them the value of our industry and all the cool things and the great things it offers to keep them on board and keep them invested. Along, we heard from a printer as well, so how they're using kind of their technology to work with their customers to build specified programs, and really interesting to see how kind of a distributor like Athens Paper, how we can work with our customers and really kind of all work together to make sure everyone's on the same process. So it was really cool to hear what other people are doing to really just evolve in technology and how it's changing our industry. It was great. So the time in Chicago was a lot of fun to meet everyone in the emerging leaders group that came, along with some others that joined us. But just hearing stories about certain best practices and situations that they're coming across, and just learning about the industry. So I'm only been in the industry for 3 years. So don't really have a lot of information, or I mean, know a good bit, but understanding how really everything works and the people in it, and hearing those really helps my knowledge grow, and in turn be able to share that information with others at Athens, or people who come in that are new. So it certainly helps my leadership to be able to have more knowledge of our industry, to provide our folks with best practices, and really kind of help making sure that we're evolving with our industry. And then with professionalism, just continuing to meet a bunch of people and to create those relationships, those long-lasting relationships, and making sure they're good. Kind of what I said previously, networking is really, it's important in our industry. There are many stories that I hear from kind of management here, talking with whether if it's vendors or other competitors or our customers, that they worked with someone 10 years ago, or they have a story from someone 5 years ago, whether if it was professional or social. But it's those connections that really help drive, like they help drive business and keep business and provide new opportunities. So to be able to do that with the emerging leaders group, and we had a few board members on the NPTA, and so just to meet people and share stories, whether if it's professional, but really kind of in social too. So you realize you have a lot in common with people, just by talking about what you did in college or what your hobbies are now. You share that connection, and it was really special and really cool. And you know what? I'm in Nashville. I get stuck in my day-to-day tasks, and I really forget how big this industry is, and because I just kind of get tunnel vision for what I do day to day. But coming to the summit and meeting all these folks and seeing what they do and everything like that, it was really eye-opening and kind of a good reminder that, like, hey, there's a lot out there, and a lot of people who can help figure kind of or give answers to the questions I have, or whatever the case may be. I really think the name itself does a lot of justice. Emerging leaders. So to be able to be a part of this group, or in the future to aspire to be a part of this group, is something that should be sought at, and like a truly like a blessing, because we're all meeting together, sharing best practices, procedures, and more importantly, the future of our industry, and what are we doing to make sure that we're continuing to put the industry in good hands from people who they retire, or kind of they move out. What's that next generation? And it's really important to make sure we're providing the resources and have everything that they need to feel comfortable in an industry that's not really talked about much in schools, or it's not a major in college, or it's not like a quote unquote beautiful industry, but really at its core it is. But it's trying to get people in the door, and showing them the value and in our industry, and the people that they meet, and the relationships that they gain from working in the industry, and that's what keeps them. And with an emerging leaders group, while they continue to stay in the industry, be like, hey, I want to be a part of something greater. Well, how can I voice like my opinion or what I want to say? It might be with your company, but joining a group like emerging leaders, it's kind of cool to have that like the pin or something, or to have that on your belt, just to be a part of something greater than something outside your company.